Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lennon Wolf, the AZ sports fan.
What's going
So
on?
tell everybody about what's going on, man. Tell everybody about your channel and where they can find you.
My name is Lennon Wolf, the AZ Sports fan. I'm kind of like Mike, the AZ Sports fan, but instead of that, it's Lennon Wolf. Um, I talk the same content as Mike. I talk everything Arizona Cardinals. I used to do with the Suns when they were on a road to the NBA Finals, and then we end up losing. So yeah, and
Oh, okay. So you do a lot of sports content for the AZ, like you do like the Suns, you do like the Diamondbacks,
yeah,
the Cardinals. Do you even do like the Sun Devils or no?
yes, I do. I do everything Arizona sports
Oh,
because I
okay, that's
watch
cool.
them. Where they can find me at, you can follow. You can find me at
Okay,
Instagram,
so
Twitter. Huh? Yeah.
they can find you on Twitter and Instagram. Excuse me with the reception issue, but trying to make sure it doesn't get all into it. So all right, so they can find you on Instagram with the same name, right?
Yeah, they can find me the same name
Okay,
and
okay. So
Twitter.
so you being an Arizona Cardinals fan, so yeah, on
I'm
Twitter
like,
and Instagram, right? They find you on those two accounts.
yeah. Um, Everyone, go ahead and check out my channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm on the road to 200 subscribers. Hopefully, I'm getting there because I'm 10 more at 100. No, 200 subscribers.
Yeah, let's get this guy 200 subscribers, man. He's been putting some good content out there, and he's a good follower. Like he's been a follower of the AZ Sports fan. Now he's been following the Cardinals Rules channel too. He's
I'm
another up
on.
and coming guy too. Okay, let me ask you a question. Okay, like since I asked questions about other fans, what made
Yeah.
you more of an Arizona Cardinal fan? What was your favorite player? Like what made you that fan of that team? When it came, it has to come with one player that just kind of
Ooh,
changes your mind. Like for me, for example, it had to be Steve Young or Terrell Owens, one of the two.
mine. I would have to say Carson Palmer or Larry Fitzgerald. I think Larry Fitzgerald because 10 years ago, I think 11 years ago, I was born. And I've been like all Arizona sports fans since I was born here and raised in Phoenix, Arizona. So, yeah.
Ah, so Carson Palmer, that's kind of unique. I mean, it's kind of interesting. I would have thought you would have said something like Kurt Warner or
Oh,
like you
yeah,
said
Kurt
Fitzgerald,
Warner.
but
Yeah,
that's a good choice right there.
Kurt Warner can. But at that time, when he retired, I
So
was not even alive. Because, um, because
Oh,
he.
okay. So Carson Palmer, he did had an interesting career. Like when it came down to going to the Cardinals, like at first he was good with the Bengals, and then the moment that he went to the Raiders, it was like kind of like it wasn't the same for him. Then when he went to the Cardinals, he actually turned around his career a little bit. Like it kind of became to where he actually was the reason why you guys were very competitive, and he
Yeah,
was really good too for you guys. So
yeah.
how do you feel about How do you feel about Cliff Kingsbury as your guys' head coach?
I mean, it's kind of tough because Cliff Kingsbury, he doesn't. Last year he didn't make the playoffs, and if he doesn't make the playoffs again, he can usually get fired. But I'm hoping it does not happen. He becomes a good coach for our team and makes the playoffs.
Oh yeah, that's the thing about Cliff Kingsbury. He's just been known to be a college coach, but
Yeah,
yeah,
he was with Patrick
in all
Mahomes.
perspective, Yeah, in all perspective, I kind of agree with this guy was saying, but it's you do whatever you want on the screen part. But let's see. So when it came down to the Cardinals, I get that you liked what you got in the offseason. Who was the one player you liked in free agency that stood out to you, like you like this picked up so far, that got
I,
you pumped up?
ooh, I think J.J. Watt or Ronnie Hudson because Ronnie Hudson is one of the best centers in the NFL that we got from the Las Vegas Raiders. That's really good.
Yeah, you guys gave up what is it, a draft pick for Hudson, but I guess you guys got to do whatever it can to protect Kyler Murray. But Kyler Murray is a very elusive runner. He can escape from the
Yeah.
pocket. Like I've seen this guy play at Oklahoma where he was really like a Heisman
Oh
Trophy
yeah.
winner. And, yeah,
That's
and
true.
it's coming from an Oklahoma fan. So I like this guy. It's just he's just unfortunate he has to play in our division. That's the tough part. But he's really good, really exciting to watch. It's just I'm just wondering, like you as a Cardinals fan, I'm thinking like you guys are you guys talking playoffs this year? Like I mean, last year you guys had the strides to make a
Yeah.
push, make a push for the playoffs. But
Yeah. We went. We okay. Last year in 2020, we went like 5-2, and then all of a sudden it came down to Kyler Murray getting injured to the Rams after he got injured in the end of the game against the 49ers.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of like unfortunately, you guys were starting out hot last year. You guys were like really like a good team early in the season, but then it came late in the season where you got all you guys had to do was win one game, even against my team with the third string quarterback. That kind of just
Yeah.
made it seem like it was over from there. All you had to do was win one game. If you would have
Yeah.
just beat us, hey, it would have been easily playoffs. But like
Yeah.
what you were saying about like earlier the other day, you were talking about my team going 9-8. What do you think of that? Like, I mean, I like to know. I like to listen to what you got to
I
say.
mean, it's not really good to tell, but because of the because what if Jimmy Garoppolo gets injured? If he gets injured, Trey Lance might be coming in, and I mean, your schedule is really good, but 9-8 would be my prediction, just because you're a young team and you you went 6-10 last year. And my team have a tough schedule because that's why I put the Cardinals 10-7. Like put second place in the West.
Oh, well, it's just the injuries. That's the only thing. I
Yeah,
can agree on that I can agree
Nick
to a certain
Bosa
extent about
last year
yeah.
he
If
got
we
injured.
Yeah, now I get what you're saying. If it came down to the injuries, I can see us going that way. Yes. Healthy, like the ceiling for us, maybe like 11 wins or maybe 12 if we can stay healthy and play consistent football. I mean, Arizona, I've always thought that they had the product. They would get some good players. Like they got the offense, just the defense and a little bit of the work on the offensive line would be exactly what the Cardinals need to make a big push. But I mean, a lot of Cardinal fans just seem to get tired of that general manager. What is it, Steve Kimes?
Oh yeah,
Like
we are tired of Steve Kime because of the way he has put our players into position, and like I don't know what is going on with Kime, but he's in the hot seat. He's definitely in the hot seat.
a lot of his draft picks have been very unpredictable at times. Like you would think, like sometimes when he signs certain players, you're like thinking, why would he do that? It's like
Yeah,
sometimes it's kind of like a little head scratching with it.
yeah. Um, Michael Bitwell is a good owner, but Steve Kime, Cliff Kingsbury, they seem like they're gonna be in the hot seat, but hopefully not Cliff Kingsbury because he seems a good coach, but my favorite head coach would be Bruce Arians. I know Cliff Kingsbury is usually an okay coach, if I could say, but we'll see what happens if he makes the playoffs this year or not. He could be in the hot seat.
Yeah, that's the hot seat with Cliff Kingsbury because I mean, you guys did had a chance to make the playoffs last year, and I think this is like the season to where it will get the pressure to Cliff Kingsbury because if you look at the division, Sean
Yeah,
McVay is going to be safer right now.
our
Kyle
division
Shanahan
is
has
tough. Our division's
yeah,
tough because you have you have the Rams, then the Cardinals, then the Seahawks, then the 49ers. And that's going to be a tough division and it's going to be tough playing against the Rams because Sean McVay has beaten us 8 times in a row this season. Like 8 times in a row when he beat the Cardinals, which is really bad, but hopefully we can beat them this year so we can be a playoff contender. That's what Cardinals fans want.
that's what you guys hope for. Like, just beating the Rams can give you guys some confidence. I mean, we all have our kryptonites, you know. For example, Seattle Seahawks, they are our
Yeah,
kryptonites. For
the
some reason, we can't beat them,
yeah
and you guys
Russell.
have a problem with the Rams, so that's kind of like a kryptonite right there.
Yeah, the toughest thing to get is Russell Wilson like getting being so dangerous, and even that run against my Cardinals when he run that on Sunday Night Football, and he seems like a dangerous quarterback. Kyler Murray is similar like Russell Wilson because I think Kyler Murray is faster than Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson could be the most dangerous quarterback than Kyler.
Oh yeah, like Russell Wilson is exactly a dual threat quarterback, just exactly the same way as Kyler Murray. But a lot of the pressure on Kyler Murray is like this is what you guys are expecting him to be, another Russell Wilson. But I mean, like I've seen this guy play before. He
Mm-hmm.
was considered to be a baseball player too. He would have been
Oh
drafted by
yeah,
the Oakland. Mm-hmm.
he was in the Oakland A's, and now he's with he chose football or baseball, and he chose football. So we can because that time when we got Josh Rosen, it was tough because we went 3-13 and we had Steve Wilkes. Everything was just different and wasn't the good team.
Oh, but okay. So like you guys were going through like the changes when you had Josh Rosen for that pick. It's like you guys weren't even that confident when you had Steve Wilkes as your head coach. He was a one and done guy, and he was under the hot seat. Like Steve Kimes had to make changes. So when you got Cliff Kingsbury, his quarterback was somebody like Kyler Murray because he got a chance to at least get to see him coming out of Texas. He got to watch him a little bit, and he liked him. So he just said, "That's the guy I'm going to pick." And truth be told, he did end up picking him, so that was a surprising. But Kyler Murray picked football because he got to be the number one pick. Good choice, but we'll see how his career goes. You know,
Yeah,
ask any.
and you guys were closer to our record back in 2018. If you would have gotten the number one pick, you would have got Kyler Murray, and we would have gotten Nick Bosa. But luckily, we got Kyler Murray, which is a faster than Josh Rosen, and he went to the Dolphins, and now he went to the Buccaneers, and then he went to the 49ers, and now he is just released.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, yeah. Like when you guys released Josh Rosen, that was just a bit of a change of the culture because Arizona just they
Yeah,
were just too panicky. Like you got to give some people like Josh Rosen a chance, but when it came to the new regime, it was like a change of scenery. Like you wanted to get somebody newer, and unfortunate for Josh Rosen, he was just a victim of being in the wrong situation, and now he's just in a position to be in a backup with the Falcons. So it's like
yeah,
this guy's been going from a lot of teams. I mean, Arizona for they just seem to be the team on the horizon to be on the rise, but they tend to like not finish strong in the season. Like I've seen a couple games where you guys should have finished pretty strong, but it's Like when you were playing against a team like Detroit, you guys should have beat Detroit
Yeah.
Lions.
Yeah, we
They're just
should
not
have
as
beat
yeah.
the Detroit Lions like last year because people were thinking that we were gonna beat the Matt Prater. That time we didn't have Matt Prater, and he got that game-winning field goal. And then one time when we faced the Lions, 2019, we tied, and then that time we got destroyed in 2018. Like, this is not really good for the
Yeah.
Cardinals.
Yeah. Okay. So how many wins does Kingsbury need to have to keep his job? I mean, what do you think? Like, like
I would
realistically.
say 10 or at least get 10 wins or 11 wins. I would say 10 wins to make the
Oh
playoffs.
yeah, I guess making the playoffs will keep your job for sure. Sure. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, and I guess Awesome Kid agrees with you on that part. Make the playoffs. That would be the way to keep Kingsbury's job there. Okay, okay, as a fan of your team,
here.
like what's your favorite Cardinals jersey color? Like which one do you like? Do you like the black jersey? Do you like the red or the throwback? Which kind of Cardinal jersey do you like?
That's going to be ooh, red, white. Probably red if because that's our usual color for our team. But I do like the color rush jerseys, but I like the red jerseys because it's usually the color for the Cardinals, like red, white, black.
Yeah, I guess you want to go with the usual colors. Like that's not a bad choice there. Have
Yeah.
you ever like got a picture of the Pat Tillman statue?
Oh, yeah. I went to that game against in Halloween against the 49ers, and um, and then I was in Pat Tillman statue. And that time we were up 7-0, and then you end up all of a sudden you guys end up coming 21-7 at halftime. We come back, but we didn't finish it off to sweep you guys. Still,
Oh yeah, definitely. Like that was like I think so. Yeah, you guys were giving us problems that time. Like at the time, we weren't able to beat you guys, and you guys were having our numbers. So that was like another kryptonite at one point was you guys. But now it's kind of like we're getting even with you guys a little bit. How did you feel about Trent Sherfield when he signed with us? What was your reaction?
so let's see. So question by Jay Monvis. What did you think, Sherfield? I was kind of disappointed, but at least we still got DeAndre Hopkins and Christian Kirk. I mean, when we didn't have Larry Fitzgerald and he retired, he didn't make a decision yet. That was, I mean, he right now he retired, which is really upsetting for my
Like
part.
yeah,
But we still have, but nonetheless, we still
yeah.
have good wide receivers.
I mean, at the time, you guys did have some pretty stacked receiving group. I mean, a lot of people were like even saying that's what pretty much hurt Trent Sherfield's chances of even getting some playing time because he was behind the depth chart. And according to what AZ Sports Fan was saying and the Cardinal rules were saying, it's because you guys had a lot of good, talented receivers, and Larry Fitzgerald was still around.
Yeah,
Maybe if he wasn't there, maybe he could have had like some playing time there. But I think that's what played a factor was the numbers because you guys had some receivers. You had what is it, Christian Kirk, before you cut Keyshawn Johnson, who went to the same college as me, by the way. I mean, then you had a guy like Andy Isabella, who you guys were very high on, but he's kind of been like a major disappointment. Then you got a guy like DeAndre Hopkins, who you made a big trade. Like you kind of
yeah.
robbed the Texans on that trade. You were
David
giving them
Johnson.
like a broken car, like a broken running back. Yeah, broken David Johnson, used car. So let me ask you something. Like, what was your reaction when you found out about that trade when you got DeAndre Hopkins? Were you kind of excited in some way or no?
I was not excited when Larry Fitzgerald retired because he was I love Larry Fitzgerald because the way the fans treat him and he catches a lot of footballs. Even though he got one touchdown against the Eagles and he of his last year of his football season.
I I mean Fitzgerald was like he played for a long time, so it's like at a point once you come up in age, it's like it comes to a point to where like it's maybe time for them to retire. Yeah, highway robbery Hopkins. Yep. I think for Arizona, that was like one of the craziest trades I've ever heard. Like David Johnson, what was the last time he ever did anything? It's been like since 2015, and this guy was never the same after those injuries. So it's like you guys were trading you were trading the Texans for a lemon car where it didn't even work at the end, and you just took DeAndre Hopkins off the spot.
Yeah, I. That's why we need to make the playoffs. We haven't made the playoffs for a long time, so I. That's why I think DeAndre Hopkins was traded here, and he would think that we would be a Super Bowl team, but it didn't happen.
Yeah. Okay. So let's. Okay. One of your fellow Cardinal fans is asking you how you like the defense.
Um, how do I like the defense? I mean, we got JJ Watt and Chandler Jones, but we don't have Malcolm Butler, and we have him in the Super Bowl hero that did in Super Bowl 49 against the Seahawks, and then we had him for a little bit, and then he went gone.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought he would have still been able to play, but I guess he retired. And I from what I'm hearing from reports is he was a no show in practice or something like that. I mean, it's kind of like you get these players that just tend to question their careers after that. But for Malcolm Butler, he seemed like he had a little bit left, but then he just decided to maybe retire. So it's like it's very questionable. But who do you guys got at the depth chart? Like, who you think's going to step in for your secondary? Because from what I'm looking at, Cardinals rules kind of had a little different opinion, and then the AZ Sports fan was thinking a little differently too. So, what's your opinion of that one?
Um, I would do be the same.
Okay, so as far as your depth
Like
chart,
different opinion because different chart of DeAndre Hopkins, J.J. Watt, Kyler.
no, but we're talking like defensively, like in your depth chart of your secondary, like cornerbacks. Like who's the one guy that you believe will just step in and play solidly good or something like that? Like who's a player on your defense that we might need to watch out for? Like just for a guy that was watching training camp, I seen your video doing like training camp at the Cardinals. Which player in training camp that you like from the Arizona Cardinals who played on defense that would catch people's attention?
You there? Sorry.
That's all right, man. No worries. So what? Okay, I'll ask you like at least two more questions, and then we'll see what goes from here. Let me. So which player on defense that will is a sleeper from your Cardinals that we need to watch out for? Oh well, everything's frozen, I guess. But no worries, man. I guess everything happens for a reason. But hey, it's good to see what the questions are. But it's all good. Yeah. Yeah, he's frozen. I think maybe he should like re-enter the stream, then he can come back in. It's cool. But yeah, it's frozen. I'm on. Let me see if my reception works better now. Oh, I could do better now. I just have to get off a little bit and then it works better. Yeah, Josh frozen. Damn. Josh frozen. Okay, he's coming back. I think he had frozen on his reception. Yeah, I think he'll
My
be good.
connection, because my connection wasn't working, so that's why.
Yeah, I'll just remove that one out the way. All right, I think I got better reception now since it's kind of like
Completely.
that's why I kind of like lowered the reception a little bit so it doesn't get into the way.
Sorry, guys, for the
Okay, so let me ask you.
Sorry, because my connection wasn't
It's
working.
all right. I get that all the time, especially at the round table. I get those reception issues. Let's get to a couple questions. Who is on your player on defense that's a sleeper that nobody knows about that we need to watch out for on the Cardinals defense?
Um, Chandler Jones or J.J. Watt?
Okay, so an older J.J. Watt. You think he's gonna come back to the Texan form, or you think he might just be
Oh,
okay?
no. He's not. He's gonna
Okay,
retire
so
that time.
so offensively, who's a sleeper on your Cardinals offense that will be somebody to look out for that nobody knows about?
Um, on cornerbacks, Byron Murphy or Robert Offler.
No, I'm talking offense, like
Oh,
offensively.
offense. Kyler Murray needs to stay healthy.
Oh, Kyler Murray, interesting. If he can stay healthy for a full season and play consistent football, then I can see him as one of those breakout candidates. But it's kind of like you gotta wait and see how this kid does. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury is the kind of guy that does know how to coach a guy like Kyler Murray, but it's the play calls that could be a little questionable with him. If you
Yeah, a
agree on that
little.
part,
If they're
yeah. So all
if
right.
they're
So
go, you can keep going.
oh no. So if everything goes as planned for the Cardinals, if your offense is on a roll and your defense gets better throughout the season, maybe like your ceiling, like you said, is 10 wins could be possible. But
Yeah, 10 wins.
so let's get yeah. So okay, let's get to the next question of the next thing. So
And look,
prediction, okay, for the NFC West, who do you have as first place and list from the last place? Like who would you put from first to last?
yeah, let's go to read those questions. So I got the Rams number 1. They're gonna finish 12-5. I got the Arizona Cardinals finish second place, 10-7. I got the Seattle Seahawks finish 10-7, third place, and last place would be 9-8 for the 49ers, because I feel like of the injuries, problems for Nick Bosa, Jimmy Garoppolo, all that different stuff.
Oh, it's just based by injuries. I get that part.
Yeah,
It could change from time to time. So like
I'm
that's what I've kind of felt the same way. When it comes to the players coming healthy, then I might feel confident, but it's kind of like I feel a little worry at times because like these guys on the field, they get paid to play, but if they can't stay healthy, it's like how can we depend on them? Jimmy Garoppolo, we pay this guy $27.5 million to be our starting quarterback, and you're just you got to play on the field, Jimmy. You can't miss time. I mean, Jalen Hurd, we're paying you so much money to play. You missed 2 straight seasons. Come on, guy. Come on, dude. Go play. Go play. Hey, Kittle, can you at least play the entire season for once? I mean, come on, man. Raheem Mostert, can you play a full season? See that? I can see where you're coming from. I can see where you're coming from right there. So, I can see what you're saying, but everybody just kind of have a different opinion. I mean, hey, you got to think the way you want to think. So I understand.
yeah.
So as far as all of that, It's a good stream. I was trying to make sure I got the reception better because if I try to like put the cover in a little here and there, it starts to take away all the it gets the signal back in. So
Yeah.
like yeah, we're on the 30-minute mark. Any last questions before we end the stream? Because he can answer one last question.
For me uh or this or the chat. I'm gonna be looking at this chat. So Cardinals, you're mute. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. Wait, wait. Oh, he's gone.
All right, I'm back. Something happened with the reception. Same thing with you, like frozen sometimes. So name a player on your team that will make the Pro Bowl automatically. Like who you gonna guarantee making the Pro Bowl this year for your
Kyler
Cardinals?
Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Buda Baker, who else? And Zayvon Collins.
Oh, so let me ask you one last question before we end it. Do you think Zayn Collins will be Defensive Rookie of the Year?
Yes, I think he will because he's gonna have a great season. I think he's gonna have a great season for the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay, so is he gonna lead the team in tackles and have a little bit of sacks and then get some pressure, get a little interception here and there?
I don't think so, but he's gonna get tackles and sacks and interceptions. That's he will get.
Okay, so he's like from when I'm watching on his film, he's more like a sideline to sideline type of guy, but he's like an old school thumper guy, like a big physical linebacker. So you don't usually find a lot of those linebackers as much. As far as all of those questions, I think everybody else has already asked enough questions. And hey, you wanted to be the guest, and I made it happen, made the dream come true. You wanted to be the guest. So anybody else who hasn't been subscribed, anybody who hasn't been subscribed to Lennon Wolf, the AZ Sports fan, go check out this kid's channel. He's a young kid. He's got energy. He's a
I'm a
passionate
diehard
Arizona Cardinals fan.
sports
So
fan.
give this kid 200 subscribers. Give him two.
Yeah.
Yeah, give this kid 200 subscribers, man. Let's get this kid to 200, man. Hey, let's get him 1K one day. Let's see if he can get there. But all right,
Yeah.
I'll give you your one last saying, and then we can end the stream from here.
Okay, guys. So my name is Lennon Wolf, the AZ Sports fan. I talk everything Arizona sports. Go ahead and check out my channel. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all that different stuff. And can't wait for the season for the Arizona Cardinals. Football is back. I'm really excited. Go check out me, the youngest, most diehard Arizona Cardinals fan in Arizona. And yeah, peace out, guys. All right,
All right, guys.
I'm gonna go.
Okay. All right, stream's done. I'm gonna, guys, definitely check them out. Reception issue was a little here and there, but hey, when a kid wants to be the guest and wants to be a part of this NFC West tour, you gotta make the wish come true. So huge shout out to Lennon Wolf, the AZ Sports fan. Check out his channel. Let's get this guy to 200. But everybody else, have a great day. I'll stream a little later. But as always, CG Ruthless Sports is out, and you guys already know. Go Niners.